Hi, it's Casey. Welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to have driving lessons with your host, Casey. So this morning I was taking Bella to school and we had dense fog. Sorry. So we had dense fog. I mean, you could not see 1 foot in front of you. And I found out today that most people do not know how to drive in any other kind of weather other than sunny and clear. So, here's our driving lesson. When we're driving in dense fog, we need to have our headlights on. That is number 1. Always make sure your headlights are on. Say it with me. Headlights must be on. Number 2, high beams do no good. They're not going to make you see any better. They're not going to make the person see you any better. All it's going to do is reflect the light right back into your eyes. So, 1, always have your headlights on. 2, don't high beam. There's no sense in it. It's just going to reflect the light right back into your eyes. Okay, so number 3, driving in dense fog is very, very dangerous, okay? It is hard enough to drive when it's raining and all that. It is hard enough to drive when it's on a clear day. But during dense fog, it is even harder because you are basically driving blind. You are only seeing so far ahead of you, and that is it. You are going on any and all other sensors. Like when you come to a stop sign and you're looking down the road and you're like, can't see nothing coming, so I'm gonna go. No, you don't go. Don't go. That's stupid. Always I don't care how cold it is, because this morning it was below freezing and I rolled down my window and I listened. I listened very carefully if I could hear any freaking vehicles. So you're going to use your hearing to make sure it is safe, because not everybody uses headlights. Me and Bella found that out this morning, that there's a lot of idiots out here. So, headlights are a must. Don't bright light, because you're just screwing yourself, basically. 3, make sure you're using all your sensors. You're listening for vehicles and everything else. You're keeping your eyes on the road. Number 4, do not get distracted. The radio is not important. The phone call ringing in your purse is not important. The text message that you are receiving is not important. Okay? I don't care. This is going to sound cold-hearted. I don't care if it's your mother on her deathbed. If you are driving, you are not to touch that phone. Okay? My family gets mad at me all the time because I will not touch my phone while I am driving. And no. Because to me, it's not worth it. I'd rather be safe when I get to where I'm going than sit there and try to even talk and drive or text and drive. Now, I do have other ways of means to do this. There are now smart cars that have where you can call and you're talking through the speakers on your own freaking, or through your car. That is how mine is set up. I plug it in like it's a headphones, and my phone hooks directly to my car, so I can sit there and say, "Hey Siri, call hubby." I'm not distracted because I'm not touching my phone at all. So that way is perfectly fine. Bluetooth is perfectly fine. As long as you are not distracted while you're talking. If you get distracted while you're talking, then don't do it. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the risk. Now, generally what I do early in the morning, because my husband is coming home, we're going to take Bella to school, I generally call him before we even move out the driveway, and him and Bella will have a conversation while I'm driving her to school. And when I get her to school, me and him will have a conversation, you know. It's basically to keep him awake and to keep me alert. So it kind of helps us in the long run. But neither one of us have the phone to her, you know, neither one of us sit there have the phone to her ear going, yeah, honey, how are you doing? What you up to? Where you at? You know. So, it's not that important. I have had many instances where I did have a vehicle that it did not hook up like my truck does, that I would not touch the phone, I would not look at the phone, I'd actually have the phone in the back seat where I would not even, you know, have the urge to want to touch my phone or text anyone. So, phone, bad idea. Radio, bad idea. Especially in dense fog or during rain or anything, or snow and ice. So, don't touch it. Safety first. Make sure you're always buckled up. So, let's go over it again. Headlights. Number 1, must. Don't depend on the auto lights. They're not going to be on if it's daylight. I'm sorry. I have a vehicle that has auto lights, and this morning they were on for, you know, the first maybe 10 minutes of it, and then I noticed they clicked off, so I went ahead and turned them on again. I turned them automatically on, or I turned them on manually instead of letting the truck judge whether, you know, it's dark enough or not. Number 2, bright lights, not worth it. Just going to blind yourself. Will reflect the light back into your eyes. Number 3, use all your senses. Not just looking, not hoping that everybody has their headlights on. You're going to use your ears, you're going to use your common sense, you're going to use it all. Number 4, don't touch your phone, your radio, anything that distracts you at all. It's not worth it. It's not worth it in the end. I mean, there have been awful wrecks because of people texting and driving. Now, number 5, don't trust anyone. Trust only in your driving. You are the master of your car. You have to figure out what this person's going to do, and you're going to, if you assume that they're going to do one thing, 9 out of 10, they're not going to do the one thing you assume, and you're going to end up in a wreck. So, expect the unexpected. Always be prepared. Don't trust anybody's driving other than your own. You know what I mean. Don't think, okay, they got a turn signal, so they're automatically turning. No, 9 out of 10, they just forgot their turn signals on. So anyways, don't ever, I guess basically, don't be aggressive. Be very cautious, especially during rain, snow, sleet, dense fog. Especially dense fog, because nobody can see each other. And here's another hint. If you can see the outline of the vehicle, they're too close for you to go. Especially in dense fog. Basically, how you're going to judge whether or not you can go, especially on 4 lanes of traffic, across 4 lanes of traffic, is you're going to hopefully see 2 little beady lights that are headlights. You're going to listen to make sure there's nobody that's an idiot that doesn't have their headlights on. And proceed with caution going across. Now, if you can see the outline of the vehicle, there's no room. Especially when the speed limit is 65 miles per hour. Because 9 out of 10, most people are going the speed limit, if not faster, even though they can't see what's going on in front of them or behind them or beside them. Because everybody's in a hurry. They gotta go. So, just be really, really careful. This is your driving lessons by Casey, with Casey. I was a truck driver I was a truck driver over a year. I have driven it all. It is very dangerous in most cases. So just be careful. Take your time. If you're worried about getting to work late, leave early. Watch the weather. Make sure you know what's going on with the weather. Step outside before you get dressed or go jump in the shower. See what's going on outside. Always plan. Plan ahead. Always make sure you know what you're doing. Like if I need to be at Bella's school by 6:30, I know the latest I can leave here on a clear day, a clear, clean weather day, I can leave here at 6:15 if I'm trying to get there at 6:30. Generally, she ain't gonna be there till 7:45, not 6. So we leave here generally on a clean weather day. We leave here about 7. I would say about 7:15. I try to get out the door at 7 o'clock. If I'm not out the door at 7 o'clock, I'm generally out the door remotely close to 7 o'clock. So always plan ahead. So if it's a wet and rainy day, I'm out the door by 7. No later than 7. If it is a foggy day like it was today, we are out no later than 7. That way I have 45 minutes to safely get her to school and get her to school. Me getting home it don't matter how long it takes me. So, always plan for this. I mean, she might get there, I might get her there at 7:15 because I left to 7 o'clock, and it's not that bad. She has 30 minutes to kill. But there are plenty of kids for her to talk to and spend time with before she actually goes into the classroom. So it's not a big deal if she's early. It's not a big deal if you're early to work. The reason why? Because the early bird catches the worm. Ever heard of that? Always plan. Okay, you can sit there and plan, okay, the weather's great. I'm going to leave this time. I'll just make it there on this time. And then you blow a tire. You blew a tire and you have no time to change the tire or call AA because most people are stupid and don't know how to change their own tires. They just rather call somebody to come repair it for them because they're lazy. But that's beside the point. So, always make sure you're timing everything right. Make sure you're timing for incidents that might happen. Like if a deer jumps out in front of you, you want to time for the fact that you might have to stop in the middle of the road because the deer's in the middle of the road. Or a skunk that you don't want to hit because then your car stink for months on end. So anyways, make sure you're being safe out there. Make sure you are doing what you are supposed to be doing. Make sure if you're in dense fog that you do have your headlights on, that you are listening for other vehicles, no matter how cold it is outside. Don't have the radio on. Don't be playing on your phone. And do make sure you are very, very, very careful. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I will see y'all later. Bye!